Good morning, everybody. Lotta here. I'm on my way now. Welcome to the Purple Mile. Take a blue. Actually, I'll take two for both my kids. That's okay. Right now, I love his little Roman cape.
Once you walk, you start walking. You're big enough.
So we are here at the Purple Mile Walk with a large turnout. I'm so happy and proud to see everybody that's really doing. And I'm walking here besides.
I'm Maggie Holm. Hello. And this is Riley, and this is Jarrett.
So Maggie, can you tell me how domestic violence affected your life and your family?
Yeah, so from the time I was about 7th grade all through after college, off and on, I had an abusive relationship. And so it very personally affected me. I'm also a rape survivor. When I was 19, a man who had worked at a school I attended. And so beyond that, then also most of the work that I've done after college has been looking at trauma and recovery. And so I worked in domestic and sexual violence for about 5.5 years in Clackamas County, doing advocacy work as well as coordinating a children's program there called Camp Hope. It's a really cool.
I've heard of that. Yeah. I'll go see if I can find a link and put it on there.
Yeah. So I was the Camp Hope coordinator for a year, and then before that, before I even did advocacy, I also did prevention education in middle schools and high schools throughout Clackamas County, looking at healthy relationships and what sexual assault and abuse looks like. And so that is definitely something that I feel very strongly about, and I'm really glad Oregon has passed laws to incorporate all that type of information in health classes beginning at very young ages for kids to learn about consent and sort of those pieces of what a healthy relationship looks like, because I think partly what was hard for me when I was really young is I couldn't identify those things that were problematic. And so I just want all of kids and youth to have the tools to recognize and listen to their bodies about what feels okay and what doesn't feel okay, because that's something that we have to teach our children to do. So I think that domestic violence affects people everywhere, and it's one of those unspoken things a lot of times. I know when they were saying before about the statistics, who comes forward. Most of the time, the people that I worked with over in Clackamas County, most of them had not had interactions with police, and if they had, some of them were very negative. Other times it was positive, which was great to sort of see some of the changes that are happening in the way that police officers and district attorneys and things like that are interacting with domestic violence now, because the more that we learn and collaborate and work together from all different walks of services is really helpful. So yeah, I'm just excited to be here and be part of bringing awareness, and I'm really glad to hear that you're doing the things you are.
We're glad to have you. Yeah. Question for as a survivor, for those that's going through it silently, because we all know hundreds of people are going through it silently every day.
Yeah.
What advice can you give them?
Find people that you trust and feel safe with to talk to, because it doesn't just go away. Like, there are things that will continue to be a part of who you are forever, but it doesn't have to define you. And there is a way to change your own path. I fully recommend therapy to anyone.
It's been a miracle for me.
Yeah. So, and like, if you go to somebody and it doesn't feel a right fit, that's okay. Go to somebody else. Yeah.
It took me 3 therapists, but sometimes it could take more.
Yeah, absolutely. But it is worth it. It's worth the work. It's hard at first, but then it's like you come out the other side just with this weight off of you.
I know it's like you're being reborn. It's such amazing because your perspective on everything changes.
Yes, yeah. And so even if you are conflicted about your relationship or you're still not sure, reaching out to any of like the confidential spaces that you can safely talk to. So, you know, like Call to Safety here in Portland is really great, or any of the other resources, SEI, like finding ways to connect with support. So you can do things like safety planning and sort of weigh the pros and cons of whatever decision that you want to make. Like, you're the expert in your own situation. And so trusting yourself and trusting those around you that are safe is really important as well.
Cool. I absolutely thank you for this. I'm going to see if I can go get a few more people that's willing to talk.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Yeah, best of luck.
Pause it. Turn it up a little higher. Okay. So also something very common. A lot of people that find themselves in domestic violence relationships have friends, or even greater now, family that is also in a violent relationship as well. So if this has become your norm, and reach out to, just say, your mom or your stepmom was in a domestic violence relationship, and it wasn't as physical as yours, but when you go to them, they say, well, I slept with so-and-so, and because I love them, we're working it out, and 20, 30 years later, you can look at her, you can see she's a broken woman. Yeah. But the people that you turn to are the ones that's encourage you to stay there, because it's not violence. You just should not have done whatever it was. Correct. How do you deal with that?
And you're so right. That's so common to happen. It's not good. That is not normal. That is not good. I would say I work in healthcare, so being in that industry, you have to seek things that are not family, and we know what is right. We know what our family members go through. We know when we see the cycle of, abuse, verbal abuse, physical abuse. When we see that, and we trust, I think we trust our parents, we trust those sources, but within instance in those situations, you have to, figure out judgment. If I'm going through that sort, I wouldn't trust that person to go through, I wouldn't ask them, well, what should I do in that case? Because I know that they went through that instance too, and trust them to give me the right judgment in that. But you would have to go through someone else who would not be biased to it. And I would say go to someone that's not biased to either side, that you would trust, that would say, okay, no, this is not safe. This is not right. You need, this is the tools you need. This is what you should do. This is, so I think you're definitely right. You're hitting that on point. You shouldn't go to a family member that has already dealt with something so similar, because they're going to be skewed. Their view is going to be skewed. You know what I mean? That's not going to give you honest, answer of how to handle that. So yeah, I definitely agree with you.
And you say you work in a healthcare setting, so I'm pretty sure you've seen a lot of people, by just listening to them talk, you want to reach out and like, girl, dude, kid, this isn't safe. Right. But that may not be in what you were called there for. Right. So, during those incidents, do you just give them just some information, resources we suggest?
I do. We have social services. We have behavioral health consultants that will get them tools to get someone to talk to, because we're now in a society where people think, because I have to talk to someone about this that is not biased, that will give me the right tools, that they feel like that there's a problem. You need to hear those things so that you're open and don't put up a guard to say, well, I don't even want to hear about it. I don't even want to hear about it, because I think that sometimes we can do that. because we know that we're facing this and it's someone that we love and we care about, that we don't want to hear it because it is the truth, and we don't want to face that. So yeah, I always help them with the tools, and I give them some, and it's not, and try to lead them to a person that is not a family member that can give them that information.
And we greatly appreciate it. There's so many people out there that need help. As I said, I was in one for many years, and for the first time I reached out to family, I was basically denied, but at the same time, that wasn't the best path to go through. And within the last few years of my relationship, it wasn't until I was just tired, exhausted, and broken, and looked into the mirror and was like, this isn't me. So that was a big change, and it does hurt. It hurts leaving the thoughts, because the reality is the love isn't there, the kindness isn't there, the relationship isn't there. It's a facade that's put on temporarily to make the person stay. Mm-hmm. And so I think more or less people are scared, mm-hmm. and they are following what of, could of, if only. I stayed in Mississippi after my children were born for a few years. One of the things that really I did not like, and I don't want to get too political on this, but Mississippi denied the divorce clause for domestic violence. Mm-hmm. So with that, there's many states like that said we have enough reason for people to get divorced. We don't want to give them another reason. Right. And that is a major reason. Women in Mississippi die daily because of that. Is there anything we can say with people in that situation that the law doesn't really pretend to help?
Well, I don't. Because in the instance is, and I battle with this because of spirituality too, mm-hmm. where we also deal with that because that's politics, right? Mm-hmm. But then you're also dealing with spirituality where you have the church saying, "Work it out because
God don't like divorce."
God don't like divorce. If it's not good for you,
it ain't God.
It ain't God. So I think that we have to get back to reality and say what is kind, and what's not, it's not good for you. So I think that we need to re-rationalize that it's everything is not always black and white, and we need to have that courtesy and kindness and give grace for that, and I think we've lost that in areas and try to somehow get back to that, and I don't know how we will, but we're going to have to find a way to get back to that.
And I'm glad you even mentioned when it comes to, being the spirituality in the Bible, because in the Bible, they specifically laid down what love is, and what love is, DV violence is not. So if we had more people, even in the church, or more leaders teaching people what love is and know that this is what God wants as love and this is what you're getting, to know that is not correct, it will start helping.
Right. I agree.
Yeah. But I'm going to go ahead and interview a few more other people. I'm trying to get a few more in and get it back. I really appreciate it. Yeah. Any last words you'd like to say to anybody?
No. All I say is speak out. If anything is happening, be the next person to help somebody by saying your story, and you helping someone else by telling them to not keep it a secret and not feeling like it's going to change, because if it's happening and you're not speaking out, you're only hindering yourself and you're going to stay stuck there. So speak out and move past it, because we've all made it past it, and you can too.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Faye Schuler, and I work at Call to Safety, and we're the 24/7 domestic violence and sexual assault program. I'm here to support our friends and partners at SEI and all survivors. I've worked with survivors of domestic violence for about 22 years, and I love being out here celebrating our work and celebrating our strength and resiliency.
Okay, since you work in that field, and look at that light trying to change up on us. I said, since you work in that field, I'm sure you can give a lot of advice. Have you ever been in a domestic violence relationship?
Yes. I started this work because when I was a teenager, I was in a violent relationship and experienced sexual assault. And really quickly, I learned that wasn't normal. And learned from that, thankfully. I moved far away, so I got geographical distance, which I think is really helpful for some survivors. So for me, that was what I needed to do.
I did too.
And it worked. And then when I got here, I just instantly started doing this work, and that just kept me centered and, you know, in the work and just being a survivor and survivorhood.
So how long, can you give us an estimate how long you dealt with it before you had your aha moment?
Probably from the ages of 15 to when I left my small little town, so about 19.
Okay. So you spent a good time in it. What was the thing that let you know that this isn't right?
When I was hiding things. When I was hiding things from my friends and family, and I wasn't telling them the truth about what was happening in my relationship, and I was making excuses. And I knew that wasn't what I wanted to do, and I knew that wasn't me.
So also, as well as what was the hardest thing of the healing?
Is that I really loved the person, and it was grief, and it was loss, and I felt really connected to them, and it was really hard. I would have kept kind of going back because they say the right things and they do the right things, and I really did love them, and so that was hard. It was hard to put myself first.
Did you have family support?
I don't think at that time I really talked to my family much about it. I think we didn't really know a lot about dating violence. So this is back in what, 90?
You don't have to say your age.
1990. And so I think we've done a better job talking about dating violence now and what domestic violence looks like in young people's relationships. But at the time, I think we all had this different view of what it looked like. And unfortunately, I think there wasn't a lot of strength in saying and talking about it. So it was something I hid a lot. I was ashamed of.
And that's another thing that we kind of broached on earlier, is about the shame. A lot of people stay in those relationships because of shame.
Yeah.
What is it? Do you have any words or encouragement you mind giving to people about that?
I think we need to reclaim our power, and our power was taken away from us, and it's important for us to reclaim our power in being a survivor, and that we did nothing wrong, and that we are not weak, but we are actually strong, and we're very powerful.
And can you give a little more definition on what you consider violence, power for those that are still in domestic violence, that want to get out, but feel weak, but feel blamed?
I just think having someone to talk to honestly about it and open up and not feeling, being honest about what you're experiencing and being willing to receive support is really good. And that things can happen a step at a time. You don't have to just leave tomorrow. You can start going to groups. You can start meeting with a therapist. You can start talking to people about it. You can create a safety plan.
Domestic violence got to go!
Fellas!
We can't hear you, fellas!
Home! Domestic violence got to go!
Hey! Ho! Domestic violence got to go!
Domestic violence got to go!
Domestic violence got to go! So introduce yourself.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Sahan McKelvey. I'm one of the directors here at SEI, and we are here at the 5th annual Purple Mile Walk, having a great time, raising awareness for a great cause, trying to end domestic violence and disrupt violence against people in our community.
Thank you. Tell me, how long have you been doing this?
Like I said, it's our 5th annual Purple Mile Walk. I've actually been on staff at SEI since 2011, so a little over 8 years now. It's a great place. I know we do a lot of great work and try to do the best we can to ensure that our community is able to thrive at all times.
Tell me, as a man, how has domestic violence, have you seen it? Has it affected you, affected loved ones?
I've definitely seen domestic violence affect a lot of people. I actually was a youth pastor for 7 years, and a lot of the teenage girls that were in my group experienced domestic violence. I have also had young people that I've worked with at Multnomah County for the Department of Juvenile Justice that have been on every side of domestic violence and trying to work with young people to prevent domestic violence from happening in the future is what we are dedicated to right now. We're gonna walk around the center to the back door.
So, since you've seen a lot, and I'm sure that you've helped and counseled a lot, how has it been crisis that spread to generations?
Domestic violence has a tremendous impact on children, even if they're not directly impacted through direct violence. Seeing that impacts children for the rest of their lives. It can cause trauma that takes years and years to overcome. Actually, there are 24 women or 24 people every minute that experience domestic violence in the United States, and 1 in 4 are impacting children. So every minute there are 6 children who are witnessing or being impacted by domestic violence. And like I said, that has lasting effects on children and can impact them for the rest of their life.
So right now, most of the resources are going towards those that are in a DV relationship or have experienced it or are trying to recover. Is there anything of hope for children that see their parents going through this, where their parents are refusing help, that they want to cope? Because it does cause mental anguish, it does cause lasting effects. Is there anything that for a child?
Well, I think the best thing we can do for our kids is to continue to provide them with positive adult relationships. That's the way that we can build resilience with our children. Positive adult relationships is one of the best things we can do to effectively disrupt trauma and the traumatic experiences such as witnessing domestic violence that cause harm in the lives of our children.
Thank you. And do you have anything to say for anybody who's still stuck in that mindset, that doesn't know to stay, to leave? Will it get better? Any final words?
You are worth it. Whatever it takes to get the absolute best for you in your life, you are worth it. Know your worth and demand your worth, and don't settle for less than your worth.
Thank you.